What up, guys? Welcome to another post-race talk, I guess you want to call it, because I continue to forget the name nonstop, and you're probably wondering why, because I'm a freaking retard at knowing about it. So anyways, let's get to the race. So yesterday, we only ran one lap because Mother Nature, you know them, they show no remorse, and race got moved to the next day. Evidently, it was supposed to rain all week, all day over in Alabama, because I checked the weathercast. And prior to them going to racing, I thought to myself, NASCAR is screwed. But when we got back racing, we actually, like, I I forgot. Well, it was Toyotas that led the race, and like couple laps after the competition caution, we had a rain delay for at least an hour or something like that. I was just kind of like, just chilling and stuff, and then we got back, and I believe they pitted again. And then what happened? So the first incident involved John Hunter Nemechek, who spun in the grass, which I'll get to later. Yes, he's right under Eric Jones. And stage one winner was Tyler Reddick. So Tyler Reddick got his first stage win of the season and his career. So congrats to Tyler Reddick. And then stage number two, we've had clean racing, obviously. Well, other than that, I'm trying to remember what else happened, Sheepus. I'm thinking of all the carnage that happened in stage 3. So, oh yeah, debris on the track, I think, is what happened. So, stage 2 belonged to Ricky Stenhouse Jr., obviously with the help of Kyle Busch. And, literally, every Ford driver that was up there, I was going for them. Even though one driver who's not a Ford driver that we will all support was Bubba Wallace. As you saw in my hashtag, I stand with Bubba. This was the thumbnail, and hopefully Kappa doesn't take action on it. Because Kappa just might hate Bubba Wallace. If they do, somebody sue him. And into stage number 3. Chase Elliott evidently got dumped by Brad Keselowski, I believe. Yeah, it was Brad Keselowski, and Austin Dillon got a piece of it, got into Chase Elliott. And in Preston's Rage video, that's probably wondering why he said that Keselowski and Harvick were his top-hated drivers, which we'll get to Harvick in a later. Keselowski, why? Because he dumped Chase Elliott, who was last year's winner. And I'm surprised there's no flips. We're probably going to expect a flip over in either Daytona or Talladega. I'm thinking Daytona. Both Daytona races. We had that Ryan Newman flip. And then we had that Talladega flip from a year prior of Brendan Gaughan. And then prior to that, we had a Kyle Larson flip. And that was it. So with 2 laps to go, not 2 laps to go, with a few laps left, Brendan Poole and Joey Gase, if you didn't know, I made a video about that. Both of them spun because Brendan Poole, his sponsor, is just a mosquito spray that he probably got himself spun out, and he collected Joey Gase, and I said that a mosquito probably caught him, and SportsFan09 said that the mosquito spray failed to protect him. And then later, what happened in the race after that, oh boy, Preston's now gonna be his hated driver, Kevin Harvick, dumps Jimmy Johnson, but at least Jimmy Johnson saved it. At least he didn't claim it was hard racing, at least. And then Jimmy Johnson, I don't know what happened to him. He probably got top 30 or something. And then some drivers pitted, like Joey Logano, Martin Truex Jr., when it came to 2 laps ago, Kevin Harvick was up there by Chris Buescher. And when we got to turns 3 and 4, Chris Buescher ducked down. And drivers like Corey LaJoie, Martin Truex Jr., trying to remember who else got involved. Eric Jones, I think. Joey Logano went through that wreck. Like, I was just hoping he wouldn't get involved in the wreck. But I was paying attention to this finish. And it was Ryan Blaney, Eric Jones, and John Hunter Nemechek this time John Hunter Nemechek went on the high side, got into Eric Jones, as you see right there, and Almirola gets turned for the second time, I think. So, yeah, and as we go over there to your left, you can already see Ryan Blaney edging out Ricky Stenhouse Jr. And honestly, it was a wild race. It was a wild race, honestly. And prior to the race happening, during pre-race, it hit me hard because of what happened, and them paying respects. Like, me as a black person, because of the past couple weeks, just first with the George Floyd death, with the officer who kneeled him, and the other 3 officers that actually started watching him. One of those officers sadly got released from jail, even though not much of it has heard about it. And another, trying to remember what up. Oh gosh. Then we get 2 more attacks, if not shootings, and we get not only terrorism but protests, bombings, and because of like a noose found in Bubba Wallace's car. If you don't know what a noose is, a noose was like back in the 1930s, random people just killed black people just because they were black. And that was back in the 1930s, back in those slavery days, back when world wars happened, Cold War and all that. This is not a history channel, obviously. Why would I talk about what happened in the past and all this idiotic stupidity? Why would I talk about George Washington and all that stuff? And then honestly, here's what I'm going to say. Because of what happened, a noose found in Bubba Wallace's car, the FBI actually got involved, and they said that they're going to identify who that person is. And normally I yell about it, but I'm not going to, since I didn't yell this whole time. Race was peaceful, and Bubba Wallace I don't know where he finished, but I told my family top 10. I don't know if that specifically really happened, so good race for Bubba. And I'm going to tell you this. I doubt there's going to be a protest over Bubba Wallace with the noose, honestly. But even like if the suspect gets arrested, I doubt there's going to be a protest. And if there were to be a protest, it'd be somewhere around NASCAR tracks. Like, they'd be saying, "Stop this sport. It just goes around in circles. This and that." That's all they say. That's what the haters are, because they're jealous of how they race. And this and that. So, yeah, that's all fans say about them hating NASCAR. Saying, "Oh, it drives around in circles." What? I'm not going to get into it, honestly, so. And honestly, I try to ignore most NASCAR stupidity as best as possible, because honestly, I don't want to get involved into their stupidity. And like, the only time I did was when Kyle Larson said the N-word, and that was when I really spoke out. But this time, like, honestly, I'm not going to talk about that noose on how it got found in Bubba Wallace's car. Not to mention, I don't know how on earth that fan managed to get inside the infield, because NASCAR specifically said no fans allowed in the infield, even though 5,000 fans were allowed to attend. But idiots are idiots. We live in a world filled with retards that continue to, like, worsen the spread. Idiots thinking COVID is a joke. Racism doesn't exist. That whites and blacks don't even exist, and all this. What idiots they are. So, thank you all for watching this video. And I'll probably put in the description what I forgot to put in this video. So, yeah. Hashtag Black Lives Matter. Hashtag I stand with Bubba. That's all I've been saying all day today. And if you're black, I don't blame you of what's been going on for the past couple of weeks. And we'll see you in the next video of Lord knows where.